Today I want to show you how to install a soaker hose system, permanently resolve any plant issues that you might get from uneven watering. Step one of the process is to purchase the hardware. Now, when you go to the store to buy soaker hose, there are some choices. You may say, Riley, what do I need? A 1/2-inch soaker hose? Do I need 3/8 inch soaker hose? It doesn't matter. On a 1/2-inch soaker hose, there's more surface area. It will take less time to water your bed. A 3/8 inch soaker hose take a little bit more time, but you can bend that 3/8 inch diameter a little easier. So that choice is up to you. What's important is you make sure that the kind you buy, the manufacturer offers easily sourceable fittings. This soaker hose I got at Home Depot. The brand is Element. And at Home Depot, they also offer some fittings, male and female fittings, so that you can use your soaker hose in more than one bed. All right, what else do we need to buy? Well, we're going to need a water timer. And here you've got some options. And let me show you some of the options that you have. Here's one of the options that we have for a water timer. Simple, one inlet, one outlet, attaches right to your outdoor spigot. You can program it to come on one time a day for as many minutes that you want it to come on. And it costs about $30. It works, but there's a better option available now. Let me show you that one. This unit is a Beehive wireless water timer. B''HYVE. And it works just like the other water timer. One inlet, one outlet. The difference with this setup is I have it set up with an in-ground system that I put in. But it would work just like I showed you on the other timer, where if this were the spigot for your garden hose, your timer goes right against that, and then your garden hose from the bottom of this out to your raised bed. It works great. It was $50 with a $10 coupon and free shipping from Amazon. I got it from $40. The benefit of this is it's just current technology. It's a smart timer. It knows from its Wi-Fi connection if there's rain forecast in your area. It will give you a message, ask you if you want to delay your watering or cancel your watering because you're scheduled to get rain. It's a fantastic unit. And for me, for $10 more than that simple Orbit timer, this was a no-brainer. All right, step two, let's install it. First thing you want to do when you get it home, unravel it, lay it out in your yard. And that's going to take some of the curl out of it, make it more pliable so it's easier to install in your garden. On a sunny day, which we don't have here today, that would take about an hour. Once that's done, you're ready to install it in your garden bed. Ideal situation, I wouldn't have any plants in this bed. I would have done this before I planted everything else. However, there's no reason you can't do it with plants in your bed. You're just going to work around those plants. So if you've already got plant starts in your beds, don't worry about it. You can still install your soaker hose. Your soaker hose is going to come with a female fitting. This female fitting will screw right onto your garden hose that you run to your bed. It will have a male fitting on the end of it. And on that male fitting, there'll be a cap that you will screw on to keep the water inside your hose weeping out. While I'm here, let me show you just how easy it is to put these fittings on yourself if you buy extra fittings. Hose, female fitting, just push it on. When water goes into this, this is going to expand and keep that in place. No worries about it popping off. And one more tip to make this installation easier. That is, if you have old wire hangers, they work great if you cut them to about a 12-inch length, bend them in half, and you can stick them around your soaker hose, and that will hold the soaker hose in place while you're wrapping it through your garden bed. If you don't have any old coat hangers, at any big box store, Home Depot or Lowe's, they sell this small gauge wire, and I'll try to put a link for this down below. And this, with a pair of wire cutters, you can achieve the same exact thing. Just cut a section, bend it like this, and we'll install that right over the hose to keep it in place. Okay, here is my end of my hose. Again, this because this is an in-ground system that I put in, but this would work. You just run a garden hose to your bed. I'm going to take the fitting with the hole in it and screw it right onto your garden hose. Next step, take your tie down and put it in there to hold this in place while we route the line through the bed. This is a 2-foot bed by almost 4 feet. I'm going to run the hose down here, right through the middle. I'm going to come around this side. I'm going to loop back under the hose, and I'm going to come around the near side towards you, right to the end. So I have water here, in the middle, and here. As we're coming to the end of the hose, and my hose is going to go right to here, we need to cut it off. And you can use the same wire snips that you use to cut your wire to cut this hose. Open that up all the way. It's going to go to about there. Next step is put on the male fitting on the end. I'm going to put this right on this end. Stops, and I am going to put one final wire right there. Hold it in place. The next step is just to turn it on and test it. And what we're going to do, ideally your bed would be dry when you do this, because what you want to do is basically see how much time you need to keep this on to get the first 1.5 or 2 inches of your soil moist. I have the system on, and you can see water's dripping out at quite a good rate. Now, let me bring you in very close so you can see that. I'm going to leave that on for 5 minutes, and let's see how much water we get in this bed. I left my timer on for 5 minutes, and that's the other benefit of the Beehive timer. You can set the test for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, as many minutes as you want to test it. Very easy to work with. But I set it for 5 minutes. I let it run. There is plenty of moisture in my bed, and that's all there is to it. I'll program it to come on at 10 a.m. for 2 or 3 minutes and at 2 p.m. for 2 or 3 minutes here in South Texas, because I want to give it a little bit of water in the morning, a little bit of water in the afternoon, right in the heat of the day. But your schedule completely up to you, and that timer very easy to program. The last thing I'm going to do with this bed is cover it with mulch. Now I cover all of my garden beds with mulch to keep the moisture in, so that's no different. But it's important with soaker hoses. You don't want to bury your soaker hose into your soil. You want to lay it on top of the soil. But you do want to cover it with mulch because you want to keep that moisture that's coming out of that soaker hose into your soil. It's just good practice. It will also prevent any UV damage to the hose. Few additional points about hardware. We said we buy a soaker hose, we buy a timer. There's two other additional pieces of hardware you might want to look at. If you have well water or you're concerned about debris from your spigot, you can buy a 200 micron filter that connects right in between the spigot and your timer. If you're concerned about hard water, calcium deposits in your soaker hose blocking it up, you can buy a calcium filter. That choice is up to you. The calcium filters are quite expensive at $30 to $40. The 200 micron filter to filter out any debris before it gets to your timer is about $10. 50 feet of hose with a fitting on either end is about $15. So I'm going to let mine run without the additional hardware this year. I'm going to see if I see any decrease in performance, and if I do, I may have to invest another $15 in 50 feet of soaker hose tubing. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up and please subscribe. We'd love to have you on the channel.